Hi everybody, this is Shannon. I am with Conversations with Spiritual People. I think I may have come on just a little bit earlier, but than the 7:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and to the dads that have to be mom and dad. Awesomeness. To the moms that are single moms that has to be mom and dad, my heart reaches out to you. But today I want to say happy Buddha birthday. Today is Buddha's birthday also, along with Mother's Day. I think we have the new moon is here too, so we got all that going on. It's been an amazing time, but then tonight I really want to talk about riding the wave, learning to ride the wave. Hola. You know, a lot of people don't know, I've been going through this new phase in my life and moving myself and understanding, you know, when things are chaos around you, or when things are shifting and changing, and you're always changing, and there's moving and changing and moving and changing, to learn to ride the wave, to learn to get on top of it, put your sail out, open your sail out and ride the wave. Because sometimes we need to have that experience, and we need to understand what that experience is when we're going through it and we're riding that wave. And it could be a good wave, or it could be a bad wave. But when we're in the waves and we're not getting on top of it and just riding it and being the observer and watching and being in that space. And you know, Buddha really depicted a lot of that about being in this moment and being in your moment. What does your moment look like? And even though other people around you it's chaos, or there is chaos around you, you just keep walking forward and being in love and gratitude for this experience, because the experience itself has so much for us to take us into another level of consciousness. It's like the universe is saying, hey, how are you going to deal with storms? How are you really going to step up in that place when there is a storm? Are you going to put your sail up and ride on the top? Or are you going to drown? Are you going to flop underneath all the waves and get beat up by the energies and by the things that are going on? And it's so much easier to get on top, and sometimes we just don't know how to do that. And you know, for me, I've been practicing this, and I've been have this, and I'm watching it, and just trying to be in a place of this moment. Because, and I share this with a lot of people, I do have anxiety things that happen in me, and sometimes I don't have control over it. But when I go into that space, it's like I have to look and ask myself, okay, is this mine or is this somebody else's? And if it's mine, then I say, okay, I want to sit with it. What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? How am I being that place with myself? Because even in the storms, even when we think it is the worst and the darkest place, sometimes there's always a little bit of light. Sometimes there's light that we can't even see, but it's there. It's just that's all it takes. It's just a spark. And when we get into that place and we can get on top of it, and it's like this, and I'll use the biblical term, You know, when Christ was on the sea with the disciples, and they were in the ship, and they were going, and the seas became rough, and there were storms, and there was everything that was happening, and the disciples started freaking out over, oh my God, the storm is coming, Master, the storm is coming, Master, the storm is coming. And they woke up Christ. And in the storm, you know, and Christ says, why are you being in such panic? Why are you creating more storm by being in this panic state? And Christ went inside himself and calmed the storm. He was talking about going inside of you and calming the storm within inside of you, putting your sail up, riding the wave on top of it, making it a place of joy and bliss, looking at it from a different point of view than from beneath the water or in the storm of the being tossed around and beat around. And so if we start practicing that place of, wait, in this moment I am okay. In this moment my heart is with joy. In this moment is where I am. And a lot of times I have to go into a place in some of the teachings of Buddha and of Christ and of Krishna and many other masters in the past. It's going into that place. Going into the moment and saying, I am. I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. There's nothing in this space or this world that can take that from you unless you allow it to. And when you stay perfect in your space, when you stay perfect in your world, always the truth, always and you're walking in your truth, and you're being in your truth, and you're doing what is true within your heart, and you're in your divine within yourself, there's nothing in this world, nothing can take that from you. Because you can walk in peace. And even if it's, like I said, I've had some really interesting things occurring, even in myself, and I feel that I'm even changing more about what direction I want to go and how I work and how I'm being and what I'm up for, what I truly am up for, because it is my life and I get to choose. I get to choose how I get to dance in this place, because when we are in the storm, because everything, and I don't know how to express it, everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it is for our experience of our soul, to learn how to love ourselves even deeper. And that's why when Buddha, when you understand what he represented compassion and love. And when you understand what Christ represented of the compassion and love for humanity and Krishna and Saint Germain and all, and when we're in that place, and even when we're in that place and we can find the beauty, we can find that little spark in there and get on top of that wave and ride it, because sometimes when we're in the storm, we don't know. We don't even know that we're in the storm. We don't even know that there is a light there. We don't even know that there's help, that there's always somebody holding their hand out. You know, the angels and the masters are always with us, and they're willing, and they're waiting for us. And, you know, when I teach classes about the angels, and we work with the angels, and we bring them in and understand how to use them in a way that opens our heart more, or helps us dance in this greater light that we are, because we are an incredible beings that are here, and we are so grateful I'm so grateful. I do. And I have such an incredible journey. And sometimes I would love to share that with everyone, my journey, because it's not always been pretty. And I would say, if you're going to be a spiritual person, or you're walking the spiritual path and you think it's going to be the most beautiful thing in the world, then you need to come back into this space, because even Buddha, there was good days and bad days, but it's how you choose to react to them, or how you're in it. Even the Dalai Lama, the Pope, everybody, they have good days and bad days. We're here, and if we didn't, we wouldn't learn, we wouldn't experience anything. And that's the place that we want to be and understand. And so that's why I'm going to start creating a series of natural healing series. And I'm working with that, and we're going to start traveling a little more, and reaching out and touching more people's lives. And I love doing what I do. And sometimes you have to know when it's time to back up and just take a moment, take a break for yourself, and say, okay, I can't help anyone unless I take a moment and help myself and really get to see what I'm up for. And sometimes you have to. And it's beautiful. And it is very, very beautiful. And you know, how do I say it? In my world, I'm always asking for the upgrades. And sometimes the upgrades are not pretty, but they are a space for me to understand myself and love myself even deeper. And that's why I say learning how to ride the wave is so important. And you can ride the wave however you would like to. Whether you would like to put up the sail, you can get a surfboard, you can get a boogie board, you can ride it whichever way. You can body surf. Or you can just get up and walk on top of the water if you choose. And that's okay. But learning that you do have that option. You don't have to stay down below the water and get beat up, or get beat up by the waves. You don't have to do that. You can always, always step up and step out, because that's our right, that's our gift. And Buddha showed us that. We have to choose it for ourselves. We have to choose. And that's a place of finding your peace inside your heart. Even though, and sometimes it's damn scary, even being on top of the wave. Sometimes it is scary being up there, because you know if you're, it's like, wow, being on top of it or riding it, or it's like, are you going to wipe out, or is the boat going to, and you have these things, but it's just having that faith. And that's a whole subject within itself, of just having the faith and surrendering and letting spirit guide you, letting your soul guide you, letting everything unfold the way it's supposed to. Because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you just don't know. And when we walk in that place and we let spirit guide us, and we are just surrendering and saying, okay, I let go of the wheel, I'm in the front seat, I'm going to ride this with you, and I'm going to dance this dance with you, and I'm just going to have faith, and I know that God's going to take me through this journey and allow me to open up my heart a little more and be a greater human being, and opening my consciousness, because sometimes the storm cannot look pretty. But when we get on top and ride it, it's amazing. You come out spiritually more fulfilled, because you're not in that place of It's like this. When you get down in the wave and you're in the storm, you're giving your power away when you give it to the storm. And I think that's the greatest message. If I wanted to say something, to give you something, when you're in the storm and you get down there and start getting beat up, and you start giving your power away, you have no energy to be on top of the storm. And you just have to surrender and let Spirit work it through. Because sometimes you don't know what the gift is that the storm is bringing. Because once the storm clears, what happens? The rainbow. You see the flowers. You see that place that is so beautiful. And there is the gift. Because even when we're walking through the storm, or we're riding the wave through the storm, we're putting our sail up and we're riding, always remember, the rainbow comes afterwards, and the beautiful flowers comes afterwards. And that is one of the most powerful places you can be, is just remembering that. Because you in yourself become more powerful, because you get to have that experience, and you know what it's like, and you know how it can work, and you know how it be, and it is. So that's my rant for the day, because I've been wanting to understand a lot of things about that, and I've been trying to be in a space of peace and grace and gratitude of all of the experiences in my life, and it's been amazing. If you would like to do some teachings with me, we're going to be traveling. And if you'd like to know where, go on our website, Marco and mine website. It's CWSP4444.com, and sign up for our newsletter. We're going to be doing a lot of classes around these kind of things, because I've been having dreams, and Spirit has been working with me to teach me these ancient ways, or these older ways to reconnect in this natural healing. How to do naturally, how to work with yourself naturally, in your soul. And so we're going to do a whole series on that, a teaching around that, and being able to use your angels and the masters and stones and many different things that is available to us. That we don't realize that the Creator already gave them to us. The Creator gave us all the things that we need to work with. And so we can build our ship and ride on top of the storm. So, and again, and I think this Wednesday is the third Wednesday, we're going to have the conversation with spiritual people. But anyway, just go on our website. It's CWSP4444.com. And look and see where we're going to be at. I really want to bring in some of this new healing. I want to do some more spirit walking, which is a form of like medicine ceremony without the medicine, and I can help you purge and clear in a group setting. It's a group healing. I love doing that. I love seeing the effects that people have after. I think we'll have Zada Mama going to help us, and we're going to be doing lots of fun things throughout Texas, Austin, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, many different places. So start looking for us. We're really going to start setting it up. So love much. CWSP444.com. Private sessions, my phone number's on there, or Marco's phone number's on there. We are excited about this new chapter, so stay tuned.